It is, your clock is fast. I got 6:58.
I got 6:59, but last week we were 3 minutes late.
You'll say 7 hours got a different time.
I don't see anybody. Did you start it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mine says last.
Somebody's
okay, how did yours pop up?
You gotta go to your page.
Yeah, go.
And hit on your face, yep.
No, tangle
No.
line.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, darling.
Gracias.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It is 7 o'clock.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, we got
Should we start it or should we give it a few minutes to,
Oh.
let's see. We
make sure
got
my
a
volume's turned down.
we got a good topic today, y'all. I know y'all been anticipating
Still.
on getting in here.
I got water. You have water? Mm-hmm. No, I'm sharing with y'all.
Not today.
I gave y'all one bottle last week.
Right.
Now I thought we drinking up my leg full.
But not today.
Not
okay,
today.
so who's gonna start
Okay,
this off?
I'll start it off. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for the 4 opinions. Tonight we'll be talking about, can you have sex with your friend and still remain friends? Now that one just kind of came up, and just general conversations how we came up with that one. So we thought it was a great topic. We thought it would be quite interesting. We figured that you guys might have a lot to say about it. We've written down a few questions, so we're going to start it off. I know the ladies have some questions written down. So
I know. We did our homework.
They did do their homework. I did questions and answers with just a few people that I knew, so I will have comments about that.
So here's the thing. The main thing about it is, like, when we got this topic, the first thing everybody will want to know is how did friends even get into the situation to have sex? Especially if you're friends. So how would you even get into that situation that you're gonna have sex?
That's interesting. It is interesting. I don't know. Because you know what? I've always kept that friendship level at a friendship level. So when I knew we were really good friends, it's like you have that friendship and it's so genuine. It's like you don't want to mess it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can ruin a relationship by, engaging in sex with your friend and then find out later, like, okay, either something went wrong or whatnot, and you're like looking at each other funny. It just is just an awkward feeling. So I never got into that position to actually, you know what I'm saying?
Cross that line.
Yeah, cross that line.
And sometimes I just think about, like, if you have a friend and you do cross that line, some people, when I was kind of doing some research, was sometimes you can have that sexual tension.
Yeah.
Between each other, or it's like a sexual attraction because you know who your friend is.
Yeah.
And you know he probably can have some type of swag or some type of whatever going on, and it's like, or see him in another relationship. So is it possible that you can kind of get that sexual tension going on between you and your friends, or?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
But it's like, I don't know.
I think that if I might be feeling some certain kind of way about somebody, I just make sure I stay clear of that, just so there's no troubles. Because it's easily to slip. I mean, it's only human, so I just try to avoid that kind of stuff. I don't.
And what about? Go aheid.
But what if it was a situation like y'all get to drinking and
No. See, I don't like that. No
Okay,
alcohol.
okay.
Don't use that.
But it happens, though.
It does happen.
happens. It does happen.
So
Okay.
even if
I'm
it's your
just-
friend, right?
even if it's your friend, because your friend know you better than somebody you would just be
Yeah.
meeting and dating.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I think,
saying.
and then I think about too, like, if you were already friends, right? Why you always giving that look? But I think if you was already friends, okay, just say if you wanted a relationship,
Yeah.
and it didn't work out as far as relationship, it's still okay to have sex with that friend if it didn't work out. You know what I mean? So, like, if you were just say you were boyfriend and girlfriend, you break up or it didn't work out, or you like, oh, we were better off as friends, but the sex was like bomb. So therefore, is it okay to still keep that kind of relationship? and still remain friends because we didn't work out as a couple,
Right.
but we work out sexually.
If you have that kind of understanding.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was just listening to, okay, so Toshiko, she said, we're still friends. Set the boundaries, can't be falling in love. Now, Toshiko, I get what you're saying, but it's always one person that ends up falling for the other person.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, you know what it was, and we're just cool, and then that other person is just sitting back like, but I really
Right.
love you.
I know. And I feel that it's dependent on the sexual encounters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you having sex and like saying all this stuff to one another, and I mean, like well, how I'm gonna keep this PG. If the sexual encounters are like explosive or more intimate or more connecting, it's really gonna be hard for you to be like, okay, we're friends. And I mean, because you know, as far, I don't know if y'all gonna tell the truth, but you know, if you having sex with your friend, it gets intense, and intenser is not a word.
We're gonna make it work today.
We gonna make it work. The first time and then the second time, by the fifth time, you know each other. So I mean, it's like no limits and no boundaries. So how could you separate that? Because at this point, if you having sex with somebody else that you don't know, it take that exploration period of time. But then if you with your friend per se, you know, it's going down.
I think though, and that's when it changes to F buddy.
Yeah, but y'all are still friends, so you can't just put that title on it.
But what is it at the end of the day?
That's what you have to
Friends with
establish.
benefits?
Right.
That's what you kind of have to establish, though, because it's like we're cool. Like, say if you have a scenario where you've known somebody for 20 years, and this has happened. You know somebody for 15, 20 years, and y'all, I mean, like she said, it could have been any situation, but it's like, okay, I give y'all one. It was a girl I went to high school with. And this is a true story. Girl I went to high school with, she was one of them ones that she just really wanted to wait, and she had no luck. She felt like her safe zone was her best friend. So her thing was, I just want to get it done and over with.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, when they came together, you know, they engaged in sex. But see, the thing is, you have to remember, it's her first time. So what happens usually during your first time, you get, she got attached.
Right.
And so in that case, it was just like, okay, dude should have been thinking like, okay, what did I just do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she got hooked. He was trying to go about his business. He ended up getting married.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to somebody else. But she was just like, I always love you.
Oh. That's the worst. Oh my God, that's the worst.
Yeah.
So sometimes feelings can get into it, and you know, you have to just be able to separate your feelings.
Right.
Some people can't do that.
And so this lady that came to the shop, I actually, you know, because we always ask people for their opinions before we come on with the topic. And it was one lady, she said she'll be tuning in. I'm not going to say her name, but she came to the shop and me and her had a conversation. She said actually her and the guy was like really good friends. They both got married and they were still friends. He was going through a divorce and she was going through a divorce. So at that time they decided to hook up and have sex because she was like, and they had an agreement. She said the most important thing that they had between themselves were to be mature, to make this mature decision to have sex with each other without no strings attached. And then it was so funny, she went into detail. She said at the end, he ended up getting married to somebody else, and guess who got an invitation? And she went.
And she went to the.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll get into myself later, but I believe that it can happen. So so Renton had said, I can, but for some reason, Renton, we cannot get with you. He said, I can, but for some reason, the women I do just have sex with can't hold on to the side of the deal. So, I mean, that's he's kind of, confirming what the lady said. She said, you have to be mature enough to have a conversation like, this is what it is, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if that's okay. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Two guys chimed in. One said, it's hard to be friends with the opposite sex because the curiosity is always going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
The other one said, you can't have sex and be best friends, girlfriends. Things not expected not to happen if it's just sex. It has to be just sex.
Mm. And then Toshiko said, fall in love and become attached when we're just sleeping together. I absolutely think that, okay, sex, first of all, is supposed to be some type of expression. Yeah, it's an expression of the way you feel, and depending on how you feel about it, and you do get attached. Like, Depending on I got something that Walter Cuber Banks from KMOJ said, and I want you guys to hear it later, but I'm not gonna play it yet. But you can fall in love. Like Toshiko, I think if you together and it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I mean, for me, I know it wouldn't, but
What?
me,
You
it wouldn't
fall in
either.
love?
I don't. I mean, if you came to an agreement that was all that it was. I mean, I can just get up and go home.
Yeah, but with somebody that you've been friends with for years.
Yes.
See
Yeah.
that I've always been scared to cross that line.
Me too.
And
I'm
so
scared.
for me, for me, for somebody I've been friends with, I've always been afraid to cross that line. So I haven't.
And what about somebody else said that sex is always better with someone that you know? Why y'all see?
Somebody
Wait. See this? Y'all know what? But y'all give us a thumbs up every week. Me and Ebony be over here like blah 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 blah, and then we got the left side. They always just look at each other or laugh. So Edie,
What?
does sex breed attachment? Hell,
No,
you know
see,
what? Just
you know
tell the
what?
truth, cause you know what? You doing some strange things and some all that, and I mean, like, of course, the person is gonna like crave it especially if they not.
I don't know. To me, it's like if you really know your male friend and you know the women he dates and how he is in his relationships, can you still have sex with that person and still get up and walk away, being that you know you're not compatible in a relationship type way?
So if we had to take a vote, because I know mostly men would say something. Do y'all think men or women get most attached when you just make that agreement of saying that?
It depends
Men are
on
gonna
the
say it's
individual.
them.
Right,
It depends on
you
the
said-
individual. It depends on
Right.
the individual. I can't say as a man or a woman thing, because I know some women that are cold and I know some men that are cold, like cold
So
hearted.
who do you think is the most though?
It depends on
I
the
think
individual.
men get attached the most.
No, women
Yeah.
do.
Women are
No.
emotional. They
We
tend
do.
to be, you know.
We
it is
do.
what it is.
But
I mean,
I'm not gonna say a woman.
you think men get more attached?
I do.
I think it's a certain kind of man that get more
Right,
attached.
so
I don't think
said-
most of them, like normal guys, really don't. I think it's some guys.
You said normal guys?
I don't think they really
what's that?
no.
Right.
I'm saying, the ones that got some hang-ups from previous relationships. I think that they bring a little bit of baggage, and that's when they start being different.
Okay, so here's the thing. Toshika said, "Listen, he was the bomb, and our friendship was awesome, but we won't sleep together anymore. We're back to being friends. It's a respect thing." And Terrell said, "Sex is sex, not a relationship."
I can't stand
And
Terrell.
Terrell said, "Women." And Latasha said, "Depends on each situation." And Terrell also said, "Women do because some operate off of emotions."
So,
I don't know. I just think and it goes back to what that lady said. If you make a conscious, mature decision to know it is what it is before, like how does that boundary cross?
So let me tell you what somebody said on my page. So basically, this person said that I'm going to it, y'all. But some people really do feel like it's hard to really get into have that type of relationship with someone that you're not in a relationship with, or you've been, because you already love that person because they're your friend.
Right.
So then when you cross those lines, then guess what? It gets even more emotional, even more. So we're not just talking about an ordinary person or somebody that you just met or somebody you just cool with. We're talking about somebody you've been friends, like your best friend, somebody you've been friends with for a long time, that you have a relationship with as far as a friendship, and then you cross those lines. Because I love my friends. So, and I have guy friends that I love too. I just wouldn't cross those lines because I already know, like, I already love you as a friend. Like, you a cold piece, but
Right.
if I
Right.
have sex with you, then guess what?
It's gonna be different.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be different.
So Danny says that's the best way to have sex as friends, no strings attached. Nunu said, "Call me a hoe, I don't catch feelings." It is
Hey, no.
it's communication boundaries.
Noodle, thank you for tuning in.
Okay, so Greg says, to solve a lot of problems and decisions, just don't have sex until you're married, which should be taught when you're a child and be around
That's
like-minded
so
people.
sweet.
Oh,
And the
Pastor
foundation
Greg.
has been laid on the books.
No, that ain't. I'm just saying but that is true. Like
That is true.
I'm always trying to be funny, but yeah, because of that, that's why I was getting to earlier, like the emotional connection, the soul ties, all that stuff. Like if you already with someone, for me it worked out for me perfectly fine, because the person that I was with, it was like I did not have any at one point I did have the emotional attachments and all that stuff, but when we figured out that it didn't work for us, we had already had our season of sexual encounters. So when I was single and not, wanted to be with somebody, I felt more comfortable going to him, because number one, I knew he was,
Clean.
healthy or clean. I knew that he was, I knew what he was working with as far as that. And I knew, I'm just being honest. So it's like for me to go out and just like meet other people, like you don't know them. I mean, you got to go through the process of getting them to know them, taking them to the clinic, make sure they get a test, making sure, finding out their history or whatever. So as far as we both was cool with it for a long time. Okay. And it was like no emotional when we were together. And I think you do have to be in control of your emotions, because I think about when we were together, the emotional part of us being together, we being a couple, and all that was unleashed. But then when we decided that we wasn't, then we knew to go over there and unleash another emotion that was nothing that would bring us together for an attachment.
That's true.
So you get what I'm
saying?
saying?
Yeah, you look at that, because sometimes, like you said earlier, I think somebody here mentioned that you're really, when you're comfortable with that person, you want to be able to be comfortable with that person, because it really is hard to come out here and date or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know a person's background,
right?
And you don't know what's going on. Brendan, I had put this on my page, and he said that only if it's good, but I wanted him to explain. So he said they will get hooked, and unless there's a conversation about changing things from a friends with benefits to a committed relationships, you will ruin the friendship. I don't care what anyone says, people can't have sex regularly without catching feelings, men included.
Right.
I agree with that 100%.
So, me too, because I'm like, if you, especially now if it's like a one night stand or something, like y'all are like exploring each other's body each and every time. Y'all are, going to different levels, and it's like, and then all of a sudden just walk away like, and then Lord forbid, or whatever emotional state that you're in at that time. So that's
he makes a really valid point too.
What?
Right here.
He said, if you're really friends, you don't cross that line. Friends.
That's true. No.
I yes.
Well, so have you?
No,
you?
I've
never.
Because
I've never crossed that line.
I have crossed that line, because you get to the point like, okay, if it didn't work out, and let me tell you, first of all, we need to figure out how did they become a friend. How did they become a friend? It was like something that didn't work out. It's not like you just going around sleeping with your friends. It's like maybe it was something different. And until you find what fits for you, I'm trying to make sure I say it right. Make sure that what works for you and fits for you is like I would feel more comfortable with that person.
Okay.
That's just how I feel, because I don't know what's out here, and Lord forbid, like these days, baby. It ain't like back in the 90s and the 80s when you had to just worry about crabs or chlamydia. Like this stuff out here will do something to you.
Right, they
coming
up with now metal fever. Like what?
Metal fever.
What is that? You know what stuff is so deadly.
Right.
Hey Felicia, just want to say hey. She said hey, this ladies.
Robert said women put a lot of value on what's between their legs. Men don't. Nunu says, if I
wait.
Wait.
Like,
really?
Before you run to the next question, say that one again. What did I say?
Yeah.
Robert said
women
what?
put a lot of value on what's in between their legs.
But why do we do that? There's the question. But why do we do
It
that?
has a lot of value. Don't get us started. Robert, do not get us started.
Not get us going.
It does have a lot of value.
It sure does.
And men put the same value on there to something. You don't want this.
Right.
You don't know what you're working with. It's a python. It's like, what?
Right.
Where are you trying to right?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I had another question.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Before I
go
cut
ahead,
you off.
sorry.
Edie had another one I cut off to get the.
Let's
Robert.
see. Nunu said, if I smash, consider yourself trapped. I had a child by one of my best friends. Our child is grown.
I
We
like
still
Nunu.
talk, and I give him advice because we know each other.
I'm gonna have Nunu come on. Nunu, you gonna be the fifth opinionated. She be on it. All right, Nunu.
Yes, she do. Yes, she do.
Ooh, okay. So she said she gave him advice to what?
They still she give him advice because they know each other.
And actually, do they still have sex? Nunu, do you guys still have sex?
Nunu?
We're waiting on your answer after our next question.
Well, Drew says, just be honest and say off the bat there will be no strings attached.
Stay off
Yes,
the bat.
Drew.
What's the bat?
Straight off the bat. Be honest.
What's the bat?
Straight off the bat.
Oh, all straight off the bat. Lord. I was like, I didn't know. I thought he saying stay off the bat.
No.
Like the-
Oh my god.
I will. Y'all know I have my black blind moments. Okay, so going on. What is the benefit to having sex with your friend?
None.
Well, no. Okay, so we'll basically say the pros and the cons. The
Yeah.
pros and the cons.
Pros and the cons. There we go. Right there.
The pros and the cons. So that's all y'all had.
That's
What's
all
the
I had.
benefits of having sex with a friend you don't know either?
Somebody that you're familiar with. That's the only benefit I can say.
There is no benefits because y'all need a man on y'all show. Really, Robert?
No men allowed.
No men allowed.
No, we have to get a man's opinion.
Yeah,
every
we do
once in a
need
while.
some.
So what's the benefit? So wait, okay, so we said that you know the person.
I don't think it is a benefit.
I think it is because you go home and go to bed and you ain't gotta worry about all that.
Well, you got a point there, but I just don't know if I could do that.
Do you
I
have
mean, I
any?
still
Do you
can't
have
do
any?
it.
Do any of you guys have any male friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I have really good male friends.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, y'all.
And no,
Are
no
you
hanky
say-
panky.
are-
No, I've never
No
been
hanky
hanky.
Are
panky.
any of you guys sexually attracted to any of them?
Yes.
No.
I am.
You bet
I
not.
am. No, I am. I'm
That'd
gonna
be
be
like,
honest with you.
no.
Like when you see somebody grow over time, you're like, oh snap! Like my friend look good. Like but I would never cross that line. I just know what we are. So.
That's true. You can think that they're nice looking fella, I
Yeah.
guess. I can be safe to
But
say
she
that.
said
I don't know.
sexually attracted to. them.
Okay, yeah, no.
You're not sexually attracted to any of your male friends? You? Oh my God.
Pause.
I mean, y'all. I want go ahead. Are you sexually attracted to any of your male friends?
I'm gonna take the fifth on that one.
The fifth, she is. How many of them?
You really want to know?
Yeah, we do want to know. Okay, she is. All right. So, wait a minute.
Wait, let me
Go
ask
ahead.
my question really quick. So let's pass, like, if you were, or what, let's just say you did. Let's say you did. Let's just say that y'all engaged in sex and it went there. And your homegirl comes and say, hey, your one friend, can I get with him? Girl, you should hook us up. How would y'all feel about that?
Where did you get that topic from? Because you know we just went through a week ago. Boom! Like really, you forgot all about that. I don't want to talk about that because girl, my blood pressure was up for a whole 5 weeks. I couldn't even sleep behind that foolishness.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I don't want to talk. Well, we probably could touch on it, but that is so irritating.
Yeah, I don't think that's a,
So wait a
that's
minute.
good idea.
So is that person off limits or is they still on limits?
No, it's off limits.
If you have
No. If I was single and y'all had people that was attractive and y'all been there, I'm not going to be running in behind that.
No, it said if you had.
But you don't know that me and that person actually, but then you came to me and was like, Ebony, hook me up with him.
Well, then you would tell me, and then I would
Would
be like,
I?
oh, never mind. You wouldn't?
Some people
But
won't,
if it
though.
was just a friend, just if it was a friendly sexual encounter,
It was like one time and you didn't want
Right.
us to ruin that.
and maybe you guys got different chemistry because it didn't work out for us.
It could be possible.
I don't know.
You stay out of it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Would you eat it? So, see, me and Ebony had
We're trying to remain.
I know, man. Okay.
Have anybody, can y'all chime in? Because I want to know, has anybody ever done that and not told them or then told them and they still went or just decided? I mean, I'm just saying. I
Call
don't
them
know.
swingers, single women, and I close the single women who I am friends with are swingers.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't met a swinger yet though.
But what
I'm
I have,
33.
but what if they're not swingers though? What if they're just people who, I mean, they're natural people? You know, like you always see this guy around me. You know that he's my best friend. As long as y'all known me, you know that he's my best friend, So, and then you're like, you know what?
Right,
Yeah,
because it's
we
not,
like-
yeah. I don't see anything wrong with
Nothing
that.
should be wrong with that as long as you know that that's your best friend and you're not going to be messing with them.
But that's what I'm saying. So we're past
Yeah.
that point. Me
Mhm.
and this person has, hypothetically, we have been there, and then you come to me and say, hey, you know what, Ebony, hook me up.
I
And
gotta
I've
do-
really been liking him for a long time. It's like, oh my God. Like, do I tell? Because you're going to wrestle with yourself. Like, should I tell her? Should I not?
But what kind of friend would you be if you didn't tell her?
But if you have not been in that situation, I haven't either, but if you haven't been in that situation, it's kind of
And I
hard
wanna
to
have
be
a
like,
nice
well, girl,
girlfriend.
I'm just gonna let you know. You're gonna be
I
like, ugh, like, Ebony, you, what? Like, that's like your brother, like,
Mm.
oh,
Just so you know.
I'm glad you said that though, because I would tell my friend.
I would tell my friends too. I'm like,
But that changed the dynamics of your friend. So then that goes back to what is the how deep is your friendship? Because if I had a friend that I was messing around with and we cut it off or we don't have sex anymore and he meet one of you guys and I know he's just because it didn't work out with us and we had sex and all that and he like meet you and he's like, oh, she's beautiful and you're his type, I will be like, go for it.
Go for it, right?
girl, no.
I would be like, go
Y'all
for
could
it
be
because that was something that we
soulmates.
did right.
Look,
No.
y'all could be soulmates.
No. Because you as my
What
friend
if-
should tell me, like,
But
these
it's
cool
still, so
people.
how would you feel though if it was like if we were friends? Cause you actually met someone, I was like he was a really nice person. But I mean, I know you married, but I mean, like if I was to have a friend and be like, he's cool. Even though we had whatever we had, I think that you guys would make a nice couple. It was just, okay.
There's
so
too many fish in the sea be messing with your exes.
He's not
You know,
my
not
Not my
ex.
ex. It was just
Your ex-friend
Right.
that way. Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
Okay,
I
see,
wouldn't want
what the problem with that is if you don't say nothing, let's just say an argument or drinking pops off and then it comes out.
Yeah, then that's,
And that's
still
gonna be-
deceitful.
That's gonna be.
That's deceitful.
okay, y'all. Cause we had me and Ebony got to get this out. Y'all wasn't here. Me and Ebony, it was some drama. But me and Ebony was like actually out, and we were just talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Some friendship stuff, and you know this person. Well, at the end of the day, she was telling us about her person. We was telling her about this person. We found out that we both had the dang Ebony. What we gonna say? Right.
I'm glad she showed me the picture first.
She showed her a picture of him, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, we used to mess around or whatever. And it was like to the point of, I thought that she would be like, because of the scenario that she portrayed, that, oh, that was my friend back in the days, back in 1955. We good with it. But it changed the whole dynamics of the thing. And I was just like, for me, I was like, whoa, like that was what it was back in the 90s. So,
Yeah.
like, are you still, tripping about that? But she really was. So that's what I said. For me, if me meeting her, I was like, please don't let this change the dynamics because I really do like you. Like, we vibing. But
Yeah.
because of that situation back in 1994, she, like, absolutely could not come to terms with that and would, like, decipher our friendship now.
Yeah.
But that was, like, in 1994. So for me, I'm just like, I wouldn't get down like that. If I had somebody and it was something or whatever and it did not work, he's an awesome guy. It didn't work for us. And if it was an opportunity for you to have that chance, I think it's okay.
And then, yeah.
For me.
What do you think? Okay.
Yeah, it would change a lot.
So all of us are friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is very deep. All of us are friends. We've been friends and sisters. We call ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if you found out before you knew me that I've slept with one of your friends back in the days, and just say you did have feelings for him or whatever, and it changed, whatever, y'all didn't work out, you evidently moved on, you would have an issue with me because of that?
I wouldn't have an issue with you, but my mother and father strongly instilled in me and Mika, you don't mess around with your sisters, your exes,
Friends.
Right,
you just
absolutely.
don't do it. So that would never be an option. That would never be something
No,
that
and I didn't say that. I said if you found out that I messed around with somebody, how would that change the dynamics of our friendship today?
No, because I didn't know you at the time.
That's what I would think too.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you at the time, so me and you would still be cool. I'm like, well, it was in the past. I mean, we didn't know.
Right, and that's how I thought the girl would answer,
Yeah.
but unfortunately she
Didn't
didn't.
answer that way.
She was like, she was ready to take my head off. I'm like, girl, that was 26 years ago, but oh well. So, moving on. If she watching, hey. So
I am so done.
so I had another thing for the downfall of having sex with a friend: jealousy.
Oh.
Cause like if you messing around with your friend and it's like y'all so-called just having sex or whatever, and just to remain friends, and you see him bring, like you have a party or something, and he bring his new girlfriend to the party. Would that be?
That would be awkward, but
But y'all just
but
friends.
we just cool. So I mean, I can't. I mean, I knew what it was, so I can't really do much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So And like I said, you know, thinking back, I wouldn't cross those lines anyway. But if I had, then I would just have to take it for what it was.
So jealousy can
Yeah.
play a part.
It can play a part. You just have to keep it cool.
But
You
if
have
y'all
to be
already
cool.
made the agreement, we're gonna go back to
Yeah.
everything. The
Yep.
mature part, you made an agreement that
Yep.
we just having casual sex
Yep.
as friends,
Yep.
and you gonna get jealous if he bring another girl around.
No, I wouldn't get jealous. I'm not gonna get.
Not
I'm
me.
not gonna get jealous.
Men, would you get jealous? Let us know. Another thing was heartbreak. Oh, wanting more than a friendship, and we kind of had already talked about that. But once you cross the line and say you friends and you having sex, if you having sex for so many years, you would want to have more than just that friendship. Because just say like 10 years pass and you having sex with your friend, it hasn't opened the door for you or an opportunity for you to meet somebody else, because you're like, hey, if I need to go over there, I'm gonna just go over there. And so you kind of get trapped in this
Cycle of-
in this cycle of just being with this person. So at the end of the day, it's like, well, I've been screwing around with him for like 10 years. I might as well just call this my boyfriend, you know. But ultimately, he said, you
Yeah.
only been messing around, and y'all made this agreement. But
Right.
now you waste 10 years of your life.
But I guess that's how you hang out with a friend, though. Like, if you just sleep together and you still living your life and he's living his and y'all not together in that way, can you really say you're boyfriend and girlfriend? Now, if you hanging out every day, I'm at his house, he's at my house, and, you know, we sleeping together, I don't even consider that like a friendship. I consider that more like a relationship.
like we.
Now, if it's strictly a friendship, he lives in his place, I live in mine, and we have lunch from time to time, or if we have dinner from time to time, and we just do catch up, that's different. To me, that's
Right.
different. You shouldn't be able to catch feelings or get involved, and especially if he brings his girlfriend along, or you bring your man along, he shouldn't be feeling some kind of way because y'all just friends.
Yeah.
And I think you also need to watch, if you are doing that, the intimacy level of the sexual encounters. If it's just, it's just a lot to go. Cause it's a lot to go. I mean, you can just have sex, or you can just have sex. You know what I mean? So those things are like, that change the dynamics of
It
the
does.
whole thing.
So then people chime in. Have you ever been in a situation where you did cross those lines and then you basically had that conversation like, look, you know, we got to keep it as is, but that person ended up trying to make it more. How did you handle the situation?
And that comes up to my next question that I said. So, is having sex with your friend the leeway to keeping ties with that person?
Not for me.
No.
You don't think so? If
I mean, it could be.
right.
Yeah, it could be.
Because
Especially already if you're attracted to that person in
Right,
a casual kind
right,
of way. Anyways,
right,
then yes,
right.
it could be, but
right. So you kind of like opening the door to be like, I want to keep, you know.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's good.
yeah, I was gonna say you keep him in a friend zone.
Right.
Right.
Betsy said, if you live on a small town, no way, big city, no one knows, more privacy, but messing with friends, old guys, vice versa, not comfortable.
What?
Because she's from a small town, so she's basically saying there's no privacy there. So as far
Right.
as
So
ex
every friend is with a friend.
Everybody knows everybody's
And everybody telling. So Dollar Bill Ruffini, that's my daddy in Chicago. What's up? He said, and he been married for 46 years. Let me just, y'all just give him a hand clap. 46 years
That's
of being
beautiful.
married. So he said, if it was good, then best of friends in that order. Yep, you been with my mama for 46 years, so that was your best friend. Y'all give him another hand. I love you, Dad. Okay, so.
All right, dollar bill.
All right, dollar Ruffini. I'm gonna Ruffini something. Okay, so when I put the benefits, when we go back to the benefits of having your friend, and what I was talking about with that point about keeping ties with that person, because here's the thing, I was in a situation where I was with a friend and we were having sex and we remained friends. When he was on with someone, I would be off, or if I was on with someone, he would be off. But at the end of the day, some way we always met, back in that middle place. But so it was never not with him like trying to come in and destroy something with what was going on in my life. But I think his confidence level is to know that I will always be back because of
I see.
because of us being together for so long and have sex. So, oh yeah, you can go be with
So and so.
because you'll be
I
back.
know you'll be back, right?
Right.
Aw.
So that, I mean, that's another downfall of crossing that boundary
Right.
when you have friends, you know.
Right.
So tell me this.
It's
So
called an affair.
Is it what?
Lulu said it's called an affair.
Nunu is off the chain.
She is off the chain.
I want to meet Nunu. I'm gonna call you tonight,
She
Nunu.
cool. She
Mhm.
yeah, she is real good people. So are you guys? So do you guys think that? Because I'm thinking about my male friend, like because I value our friendship, I would never want to cross that line because you can't run into. I know all men in the beginning want one thing, but eventually once they realize it's not going to happen, then that's when they become like maybe your friend in hopes.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm sorry. That's what I really think men are in hopes one day you might slip up and there they be. But I do have a good friend, and I don't look at him sexually at all.
Right.
And he is strictly my friend, and I think because I like to have a man to talk to, just asking men
Remember
questions,
something, yeah.
I would never cross that line like that, just
Yeah.
because I don't want to lose my one good friend.
But let me tell you something. If you always have that moment, and it's just my opinion, if you get to that point, like, depending on the intimacy level with that person, if you're always, like when me and my friend was like always telling my problems, always, you know, like I said, going to him for advice, you know, speaking with him about personal things, because I'm like, men don't gossip like women, and I
Right.
was more comfortable
Right.
to be, you know, to
Yeah,
talk
they
to him, and they make you comfortable for that. And that's where, so at a bad day, you know, when stuff is really rough, that could be kind of dangerous because they're that person that's there. Like, I remember when I used to get into it with the person that I was with, like, I would just pack up my stuff and, like, his home would be available. This was my friend. But, I mean, that always, so that comes, that's just, like, that's very dangerous because that person in the back of your mind, like, if this person don't work out, he'll work out. If this person, you know, I mean, it gets to that point because you building this, you creating this love, you creating this trust, you creating all the stuff that sex is supposed to be the reward of. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that could be
you got a
dangerous.
point.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
So that's why your husbands don't like you to have male friends?
Oh,
Well, it's true. I mean, the lover doesn't get all crazy about it, but
oh, I thought you was like, I was like,
no. He's just like, I'm your
Yeah,
friend.
that's right. Because
I'm your
yeah.
friend.
I mean, because if you have somebody, let me tell you something. Some men are so sly as well.
They
because
are.
sometimes you don't know what their motive is.
Right.
So then, therefore, he's making you come. It's always a setup, especially in marriage. You got to be very careful because it's always a setup.
It really is.
Because of the commitment part. Like I said, no, let no man put us asunder. But if you and your husband is having problems, your husband is right. You and him are supposed to talk about
Yeah.
it. Like, you don't supposed to have your male friend. Because
Yeah.
I was in a situation like that when I'm saying with my one of my marriages that this person originally started out to be my ear. Like, he will always be my ear. I was like, always, when I was going through so much in my household, and like, he was a friend, and it was like, again, that's what I consider him, a friend. But in times of like, when I was like, oh, this, you know, he did this, and he'd be like, and he would pour into me the things that was opposite of who my husband was.
Oh.
And he would say things to me that what my husband wasn't doing, or even got to the point that if whatever my husband wasn't providing, he would provide for that. So I mean, eventually, if that's happening for many, many years, there's gonna be some like, why I can't be with him?
And that's why.
Like, why?
that's
Like, when he, you know, he's the best thing for me, but it's serpent. It's a serpent,
It is.
and that's
It
very,
is.
and you got to be stronger to understand. And so that's what I would say from my experience, to make sure that your husband is your best friend. Like, you need to talk to him about your stuff, because that person, and even if he have, and they could probably start out as your friend, but then they will probably feel bad for you because they love you as a friend, and they see you crying all the time, and they see you going through stuff. Then they get this certain emotional attachment to you that they want to be, you know, who he is not, and why are you going through that?
Yeah.
Just like a girlfriend, they be like, why are you with him, or you know, whatever, and that can become dangerous. So you got to be very careful with
You
that.
definitely can. And that's a whole nother topic because, you know, that's basically, you know, putting that person in a position to where they're almost like an outlet, and then all of a sudden, like you said, next thing you know, you're starting to look at them like,
'Cause I
be
did
on
compare.
that Usher, you make me want to be the one I'm with.
Right, and I'm telling you, that's how it originally started out, because I was going through it was like literally hell on earth. But that person was like, I mean, like, never made a move on me, never said anything to me, but he was always there. If I had anything to complain about for my husband, he was there to listen. And if it was anything that needed to be fixed and my husband wasn't fixing, he was the fixing man.
Tiana Washington, she said emotional affairs. You're absolutely correct. That's exactly what that's called, because you start to get emotionally attached to that person. At that point,
especially
your husband can't do nothing for you.
Right, especially
you know
if you're going through a bad season.
Yeah,
that's
you gotta keep watching
dangerous. Yeah. So Tiana said they make love to your mind and then your body. If they make love to your mind first, they will always have a place in your life.
Yep.
That is so true. That is true, and that's how you cannot remain friends after, because after that, making love to your mind, you're already in love with them. So when the sexual part comes, it's like mind blowing.
Yeah, because they already got you emotionally, they got you mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Once they get you physically, it's a wrap.
Yes.
It's a wrap.
Because I know I was gone mentally, like, oh my God. But then when the sexual part came, it was like, oh, this is
this is it.
The nail in the coffin.
This is it.
This is the nail in the coffin. Bye bye, everybody. I'm leaving. So you got to be careful with that, and you got to keep friends as friends. It's like when you have your girlfriends. I don't know why. What's the big difference? Because when you have your girlfriends, you have a certain boundary.
Yeah.
But then with men, I just think it's just that many of us are missing fathers. Many of us are missing that male figure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when a man wants to be your friend, it's like, oh my God, like this is the savior. Like this is my dad. This is the person, like me and my dad didn't have a conversation. So I got this person I could talk to, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful with that. And you can't remain friends out there because like you said, somebody's going to get attached to it. Yeah. And then Tiana said, then comes the soul tie.
Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
Woo!
We just talked about it.
Right, the soul tie. You could definitely, you know what, we need to stop lying. Ain't nothing about no friends. We gonna tell the truth on this podcast. There ain't nothing about nothing with, you gonna create a soul tie to somebody who said that they was your friend. He just came with a, what they call it, wolf and sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
And sheep and what?
Wolf and sheep's clothing.
Yeah. So girl, soul ties, and that is dangerous too, because y'all gotta understand, you have a friend, you have a girlfriend. When we talk intimately. We tell what's going on, and some of us in our household, some of us don't have boundaries. I know I be telling y'all stuff. We don't have boundaries, so can you just imagine if you pouring all this into a man? He's going back to that drawing board, especially if he wants you. He's going to strategically make a plan to how to get you, when to get you, and it's going to be like, boom, that friendship stuff, he'll say he friends all that time.
Yeah.
But each time y'all keep getting together and keep releasing your soul to each other and keep giving your soul to each other, like Tiana said, you're going to do a soul tie, and that's going to be hell to get out of.
Yeah, it will be. And then if that's the case and you feel like you need a man's opinion, go to your brother, cousin, uncle, you know what I'm saying, somebody to where you don't put yourself in a position, because at this point you're vulnerable. So you can't really put yourself in a position to be talking to just your male friend, because that's where things can connect. There's no blood ties, there's no boundaries there's no, you know what I'm saying that I can't cross this line. So if you cross that line, you in trouble. It's a wrap.
So I was just going, then when you said boundaries, I was just thinking about that, I looked at my paper. So are there boundaries that we need to pay attention to set for our male friends?
Yes.
Okay, so Prince, he said every person is different.
What?
I am an emotional man, so for me to have sex, I have to have an emotional connection. When you have an emotional connection, it's hard to just have a friend and just be banging because of emotions.
I agree.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
everybody is not worth it's just a headache. You have to really, because when you sexually attach to somebody, you're then emotionally and not only that, spiritually attached to them, and you come with everything that they come with. So it's like you gotta really be careful when it comes to that. Giving yourself to just anybody.
We're not gonna say what he said.
Who said?
No.
Say not say the cuss words, but we want to know.
No, she didn't say no cuss words. She said to tell him to stop lying.
Who?
She said tell him to stop lying. That is not true.
Oh, wait for him. Yes, he is emotionally.
Yeah, he could be emotional.
emotional.
There's some
He
men
is
that
emotional, and that's cool because we need more men to.
They be like, I love you, don't you see? You have those men. You have those men.
It's funny. It's in humor. We're not making fun out of him. It's funny.
It's good to have a man that's like emotionally attached.
And you know what? Somebody, I think it was it Lynn that put that on my Facebook page? Not on my Facebook page. But it was this guy named Lance. He put something on his Facebook page. He said either y'all want, he said, what it say? Either y'all be talking and complaining about men be too emotional, or you be telling them to man up and be stop being these. He said pick a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us want the emotional, but then some of us like,
I want the emotional. Tell me.
It's because you got the right time.
But ask Nunu.
Both.
Nunu, why do you think that? Why do you think that he's lying? Wait, ask Nunu why she think that he lying.
Why do you think he lying, Nunu?
Why do you think he's lying? Men
Why do you
can
think
be
he's
emotional.
telling a story?
Yeah, right. Because you can be emotionally. I don't
Men
know.
can definitely be emotional.
Y'all better be careful.
I
out
don't know
here.
any.
What? Emotional?
Yeah.
Girl,
I don't know any
them
emotional.
I
are
know
scary
some.
ones,
I know
yeah.
some. They be like, what? You what?
Nope.
Start crying. I'm like, oh snap. I was just kidding.
Don't
Right.
cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God.
wait. Prince just said Nunu.
Ooh.
That is not a lie at all. I've been in beds with a
Oh,
well, I don't say hot woman with no attachments, and my man just wasn't going for it.
His man.
His man, the little dude.
Oh, y'all, Lord Jesus.
Mhm.
help us.
So, you have another question? I just have one last
All right.
question. So, anyone that has crossed those lines, it could be you or it could be that other individual, but has it ever been presented, or have you presented it to one of your friends and they turned you down?
Oh.
Or you turned them down? And did y'all remain friends? Or like, was it weird after
Yeah,
that?
awkward.
Because it's never happened to me. Like I said, I've never crossed those lines.
Me either. And if I did, I
And
mean,
I
I
never-
ain't gonna say me neither.
Yeah.
It was never turned down. They be like, yeah, I'm down.
I don't know.
I
They
think
be
that
like,
would
yeah.
be awkward if I told my friend. I'm trying to think of my whole life. Have I ever said, well, I want to be more.
I've
No.
turned down men, and they don't want to be my friend after it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no, because that hurts their ego. Men, their egos
Well,
involved.
you in the friend zone. That's where you
Our
want to stay.
emotional, their egos.
So don't try and push up. I was clear you in the friend zone. You gonna stay there. So why would you try it? I never gave no hints, nothing that I wanted more than you out of the friend zone.
I mean, like you spend. I just think that's just so. In my opinion, just think like because you spending time together, you hanging out together, like what? And then when you look at your beautiful self, honey, why would they not get an attachment? And then, so to me, are we being misleading?
Or are we just keeping it platonic? We're not giving
Are we being
ourselves.
misleading though? All on days like,
No.
yeah,
Because
But I don't do that.
you don't even date.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not gonna
so
be
and then when
fake.
he like,
I'm
I
not
want
gonna be
to
fake. I'm not gonna be fake. I'm not
And then
gonna
he
be
like,
fake.
well, I
My
wanna
friends
take
know
this
me,
to a
they know
different
the real
level.
deal. That's just how I am, and I think that's what they're attracted to. Because I'm not gonna be fake about
Yeah,
it. I'm
that
not
is
gonna
the
be
chase.
hey, no.
The
You know how I
chase.
get down.
yeah, they do say that men like the chase versus
do.
you
They
just
do.
being,
Yeah, they do.
being a willing in. So
Like, no.
right.
And they will never get
So
that.
you already
So
know.
do friendships? I was just thinking about there are.
Nunu and Prince is going back.
Are they what they say?
Are they?
Nunu and Prince play nice in the sandbox.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, you
So-
go ahead and say it. I mean, I don't know if you want to, but
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, let's leave that.
okay. So I was thinking, are there when you have, is there a certain type of person that you would choose for that? For if you had a male friend, so if you had a male friend. Is there a certain criteria that we need to? Cause y'all need to help us ones that me and Ebony, since we the sinners and they the saints, we need to
I'm
figure
not
out. We need to figure out if we have a male friend, what boundaries or what things do we need to not do? Ebony, you need to be taking notes because we the sinners. So what
I don't know why she keeps saying that. I'm not a sinner.
what boundaries? No, seriously. What boundaries do we need to set when you find a friendship? I mean, this for anybody that's out there because they probably have a friend right now that they actually, probably want to make a move or don't want to make a move. What will be some of the highlights or some things that you notice that you are more than friends? Like for me, I'd be like, if he, what would be one for me? to know that he's more than just friends?
I think you should say it.
Well,
No, I'm just
I've
saying
been in
some
a
things that you
situation
could,
to where
that you don't pay attention. Like
they staring and then they be like, "Oh, you look really nice." Okay, really, where'd that come from?
Mhm.
Like, you know how I feel about compliments, so keep that to yourself.
right.
So when you're staring and I know that you're thinking more
Mhm.
into the whole situation of us being here, you can always read men. You can feel. For me, I can read men.
Is that before or after sex with the friend?
Definitely before.
Okay, say you
I'm
because you know
sorry.
now. We gonna tell on
Oh,
ourselves.
was that-
Every
I'm
we gonna
sorry.
came to
That was your
understand
comment. You
with
I'm
this
just
podcast
saying.
that me and you gonna tell on ourselves and they not gonna tell. So it's, don't peach me under the table. So is that before or after
I don't
sex?
know. I don't know.
You don't know?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
I don't know. Yeah.
So I would say, so you know it's more than friendship. So if you are in a friendship and you having sex with your friend, some of the things that they say during sex, like, oh, you don't know.
I'm
She
about
don't
to
know.
say,
Either.
I'm
She
married. Why
married.
you asking me?
She married. She don't know. But like, some of the things that you say, like, I love you. You know, putting titles on whose is what.
Yeah.
You know, or I mean, just those things. So that would be a great indicator that this is more than a friendship.
Yeah.
Or unless you just in that moment just saying some stuff. But you can't just always be doing that as well either.
Or I don't know, maybe y'all having lunch and he wants a bite of your pizza or something, and you know you normally don't share. I'm
Really?
just saying. I'm just saying.
Eat my pizza.
Don't bite my pizza.
No, getting up and getting something to eat for them. Like
Sure.
friends, are
But
like,
you didn't
Make
even
it
they will
say-
play right. Like, you want something to eat? Like you going there cook a whole 5-course meal. Like we're talking about y'all friends. You go and make a whole meal for them afterwards or whatever, get a cigarette. Like really, but we friends. What will be another one? I don't know.
That awkward look when you introduce your other male friend to a friend.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and he's sitting in the back
Yeah,
like
who are
this.
you?
Or get an
Size them
attitude.
up, right.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go get us something to drink.
Right.
Yeah.
Like friends. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Or they get mad and leave.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told
yeah.
you I don't like you.
Right.
You're right.
And then they try to change it around. It'd be so crazy because they'll say something and then they'll do revert back to whatever. They true feelings. Men cannot hide their
No, they
feelings
can't.
at
No,
all.
no.
They can try to be smooth, but you know, at the end of the day, you like, oh, he more than friends. Let me
Yep.
quit sleeping with you. And somebody gonna get killed.
Somebody gonna get dealt with.
Oh, wait a minute, they popping up at your job, whatever. You like, oh, we just friends, and all of a sudden, like, he popping up at your job, like, you ain't called friend. And it seems like we
Like, what
always,
you doing here with flowers?
right? But it seems like we always put an emphasis, and that's why I say women can. You know how I be telling on us too. We could be so misleading because we'll do all this stuff behind closed doors, and then when they start reacting crazy, then we want to be like, oh, that's just my friend.
Right.
Oh, we just friends. I don't know why you acting like that. Like, nah.
I see
You brought me a
something
whole
different.
plate to the bed after we had sex. That's the man to say. But don't come here. So now we can't eat in public together. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know I always tell on us. This is my opinion because you know what? If we don't get ourselves healthy and tell the truth on ourselves, we would never get to a place of being set free and comfortable.
Tiana said she talking about sharing food. Tiffany talking about sharing bed.
I'm talking about Tiana. I'm actually talking. Tiana, you've been married before, so you know if you with your friend, there's no need for you to be getting up and be like, you want some breakfast? Or no, if you're a friend, you put on your clothes and you leaving. But if you go and make like a 5-course breakfast, that's saying more to him. Like you're serving him at this particular point. So you don't serve
Like,
your
come here and
friends.
get you a plate.
Right. You should be nothing. He should be putting on his clothes and walking out the door.
For
That's
sure.
not my
friend.
For sure.
But he ain't in my bed, so.
Prince said, not at all. There's just some women I'm not into like that. You could be sexy as hell, have a funky ass attitude and mindset. I see the whole person and I value myself. So for me to give myself to you, I need to see all of has beautiful, not just her ass.
Okay. Okay, Prince.
Okay, Prince.
Prince.
Well, I mean, he's been honest. He's been.
Yeah. So basically, no friends friends out of the friend zone. Like you keep them in the friend zone, and then you do the other ones that way, whatever.
Right. For
Okay,
friends.
gotcha.
So how long? Okay, so Ebony, since me and you telling on ourselves, so how long did you have a friend that you've been keeping in the friend zone, especially the one that you like? How long you been in the friend zone? I'm gonna call
About
him
8
tonight.
years. About 8-9 years.
Okay, so why are you scared to remove him from the friend zone?
Because I don't want anything more with him.
Why though? I mean,
Because
you
I
could-
just don't.
But why?
No.
I mean, this is what you need to
Yeah.
understand. Ebony, you're single. You've been single forever. So you got this guy that's your guy friend. I'm just asking you, what is this? Why are you scared to be like, hey, I like
know
you
what?
in a different type of
Okay,
way,
here's
and
the
just
thing.
date or
when
something?
we first met, we established exactly like he was in a place where he did not want to date. I was in a place where I did not want to date. We would see each other off and on, and we never discussed being with each other. So, I mean, we just never went that route. Just never went there. And I like our relationship that we have, but I've never seen it further than that. I mean, when I look at people long term, I look at not just having a relationship, but I don't want to be in a relationship and not think about the next step. So of course, I'm going towards marriage.
Right.
I can't see myself being with him like that.
So is that a cliche saying that we like everybody when they have their little wedding themes? I married my best friend.
Well, some people have married their best friend. He's not my best friend though.
He's just a friend.
He's just a friend.
Okay, that you like.
And he's cool.
Got it.
So is it okay? So I mean, okay, now I'm gonna throw the age thing in there because we 40 plus.
I'm
Do you think-
39.
Right.
I'm
Huh.
27.
I'm just-
But at this point, do you guys think you should just go for it? If you have a male friend, not you married, but for us three, if you have a friend, now I'm being serious now. If we have a male friend that we are attracted to, or have been having sex with, not saying that y'all have or me.
Let me text him and see what he says. We got 4 minutes.
I
I
mean,
want to see what he says.
But
I
would
wanna
you
see
think
what
that
his
by
answer
now
is.
you'll be able to like take that risk at this age? Because I'm pretty sure he's not 20, and if he's still single at 40 something, and he's probably established at 40 something. Kids are probably grown at 40 something, and you guys are still saying that you are friends, and he's single. What would be the fear factor of saying it now versus, 10 years ago? Or would it be, what would be the fear factor? But I don't know. What would be, you finna text him?
Yeah, I'm texting him. I just said I was texting him.
Okay, y'all. Wait. We got 6 minutes. I want y'all to hear. I had Q Bear on
yeah.
here. Yeah, y'all gotta hear it. I don't know if they can hear it though.
You can hold it up and face it.
Nunu says, no, I keep them as a friend.
What?
She said, I'm single, but I'm not lonely.
Aw. No. I was on y'all. We actually are wrapping up, and so I went to the radio station. So like I said, we do our homework, y'all. For real, we take this thing so serious. We have so many things that's coming up with the 4 opinions. If you have any opinions, any topics you want to talk to, it's www.the4opinions.com. We are on YouTube. We want you guys to go and subscribe. When we have our podcasts or our live Facebook lives, share it. We got a whole bunch of stuff brewing up in the back scenes. We just started out. We got together. We came up with this idea, but a lot of stuff is manifesting so quickly, like we can't believe it. But we do our homework. We have homework assignments. We work on it all week, and so we'll be prepared for when we have the live podcast. So,
Yes.
in saying that, I went to, you guys know I work at KMOJ. Y'all shout out 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Catch me online at KMOJ. So I went and asked Q Bear. He is like the legend at KMOJ. So I did ask him a question about today's topic, and I'm gonna let y'all know, and then we'll be out of here when y'all hear. I hope y'all can hear it.
I hope that he answers me before we close out this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very.
This is a
curious.
friend?
And he read the text messages too. That's when it turned blue. The check marks turned blue.
Yeah.
So we're
So
gonna
wait
see
a minute,
what
this is
his-
the friend that you like for 7 years.
This is the one, that we was cool. I've been cool with for about 8 years. And
Y'all,
I
what if we just made a match and I'm finally gonna be a bridesmaid?
We're not going that far yet. Because I know what my answer is.
You
but I
got
just
the
want to see
courage,
what his
bro.
answer is.
What was you drinking then?
Water.
She
It's infused with watermelon.
got the courage to go. Girl, I'm proud of you.
You know what? No. no, this has nothing to do with this. I'm bold anyway, so I don't have a hard time, holding. I don't hold my tongue, so I don't have a problem with that. If I want to know an answer, I'm just gonna ask. I mean, what can he possibly say?
So that was the
I don't like you.
Right,
Well,
so that was the thing she
that's-
said. So I hope it don't be awkward. I hope he say yes, because I am ready to walk down this aisle.
Well,
Ain't y'all?
we'll see what happens.
Okay,
No.
so I'm gonna let y'all see what Q-Bear said.
Hell no.
Y'all, let's see if we can.
Bridesmaids.
Oh,
We are bridesmaids.
for you.
That's down button.
Wait a minute.
Friends after having sex. I have Walter Q-Bear Banks with his opinion, I'm assuming. So, Walter, is it possible that you could remain friends after having sex?
The answer to the question is yes, you can. The problem to that answer is if it's good, you might have problems. That's the answer to the question.
That's pretty much what
But
Bridget
yes, you
said.
can.
But
But let it be good. You got problems.
what is good? What's considered good?
Oh, you know what good is.
I don't know what
Good is when your eyes roll up in the back of your head and you try to figure out.
He said you trying to figure out. I put the last part.
He said you trying
He
to
said-
figure out what
wait.
day it is.
Right? Are you? He said you know it's good when your eyes roll back in your head and you try to figure out what day it is. Y'all, Q-Bear is my boy. Thank you. He's always supportive of us.
KMOJ.
Y'all tune in next Thursday. We got I got an awesome topic I think for next Thursday. We're not gonna say what it is right now. Again, stay tuned. Email us if y'all have anything to say afterwards. Like and share our posts. We love you guys.
And then go on the Love Opinions page and request a friend. Request us as a friend. It's love for, what is it? No, it's The Love Opinions on Facebook. So go in, like our page, and just join in so you'll be able to see our topics. And just to let y'all know, he's scared. He doesn't know what to say. So he read that text message and it's been about 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure he's trying to figure out what to say.
He probably
right
at
now.
home like,
I know, because it's the first time I've never said this to him.
is he on
before.
Facebook Live?
No, he's not on Facebook. He's not social media. So
beware them. No,
I can't wait to
not
hear what he
social
gotta say.
media.
I can't wait to see what he got to say. But he's not social media. He's not on social media. So.
Okay. Well, good night, guys. See you next Thursday.
You guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thanks, Evie.
It'd be funny if you
Yeah.
just like.
That is too funny.
I know,
I don't know
right?
when he come through with that.
Right,
shit.
I know we're gonna have to announce it next week. To be like,
I
wow.